each and everybody. Before we get too far off into today's very special episode of Smoke and Mirrors, we did want to let you know that today's episode will contain conversation about assault and grooming. And so, if those are sensitive or difficult topics for you, we thought you should know. And now, on with the show. Today's episode is brought to you by freedom and liberation, neither of which is free. And now, here's a song. You are not alone. I am here with you. Though you're far away, you're always in my heart. And now, here they are, your venerable host, Carlos Karim Wyndham. Hey, y'all. Welcome. I might have some mango on my teeth. I just realized that. That's gross. Anyway, hey, this is Smoke and Mirrors, and we're doing an arts and entertainment episode. We're going to get into some things. I don't know. Let's get into it. Let's get into it as quick as we can because there might be some things to say. If you like what we do here, if this is some value to you, you can go ahead and you can join us. And there are so many ways you can do it. You can simply share it with a friend. You can like, you can subscribe, you can watch. Thank you very much for doing all those things. You have done more than your part in these very difficult times. If you are able to drop $1 on it, if you have $1 to spare, please feel free to do that. There are 3 places available. You could do that at the Venmo at Carlos-Wyndham. You could do that at the Cash App. That's $CK Wyndham. And you could do that at the PayPal. That's PayPal.me.CK Wyndham. And that's where you can do that. Oh, also, you can become a patron. Right, there it is. Producer Trace put it in the chats. I almost didn't say the thing. Join us at the Patreon. Smoke and Mirrors CCB. That is for comedy. That is for culture. That is for blackness. Join us there if you'd like to. You saw many of the patrons on the screen. Their names keep going over and over. Thank you to all of you for ascribing, for spending so much time with me. I appreciate it. And for throwing down funds to make it a possibility for this to happen. Let's have another smoke. It's today's a day. Welcome to Mercury in retrograde in Libra, and that will hold until October the 18th, birthday of Wynton Marsalis. Jazz great Wynton Marsalis, known for making the Lincoln Center play jazz music through which you can literally hear the mold on their elbow patches. It's a lovely thing if that's what you're into. Hey, guess what? Dahlia Delubel and myself, we are hosting The Aftermath, and that's going to happen on Thursday. Live comedy and music for the apocalypse. What? Absolutely. It's going to be going down. Herself, myself, 3 comedians and performers, and the musical artistry of Ren. Please come through. It's going to be lovely this Thursday, 9 p.m. $10 if you're vaccinated. Alberta Street Pub. If you are not vaccinated, please be prepared to show evidence that you do not have the COVID. That'd be a negative test. $10. It's going to be good. And then on Sunday the 3rd, guess what? Going to be one of the featured Portland's best Latino comics at an event being hosted by my friend Julia Corral. This is happening at the Lakem Brewery over on Burnside, Sunday night, 6 to 8, helping celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Come over there and see me be a multicultural person. And that night, I'm going to be very Latino. That night. Not now, not the way that I say Carlos, or the way that I've just been who I am my entire life. Hey, no, I understand, because that why anybody would be confused at that thought. Chocolate covered jumping bean. And but I had a güerito cousin Steve, and he what did we jumping? What the hell was he? There were green bean, Italian Mexicans. We come in all sorts of flavors, and I know almost every racist slur for all of them. Wapsican, you ever an Italian Mexican? That's white people don't say any of those things. If you're not one of us, you don't get to make that joke. Hey, I got some fan mail that I thought I would share with you, and so here we go. This is from Anonymous. After watching the interview I did with Zan, and who is an equity officer in San Antonio, I was told just 5 days ago that Carlos, you talk too much. You need to focus on the guest. Your interviewing skills need to be improved. This interview is all about Carlos. You need to learn how to bring out the most of your guest and not talk about yourself and your ideas. This is the worst interview I have ever seen. That's from Anonymous. Anonymous love. I love letters. I love anonymous love letters. And I thank you for the feedback. And kiss my ass. I guess is the thing. But that's not what we do here. I don't do interviews. What I do is I have conversations with my friends. Stoned conversations with my friends underneath the philosopher's tree. And I use my mouth hole to have them. That's funny too. I've gotten that comment only on that interview, and that was one of the very few. I think there are 4 total interviews that I have ever done, if you call them that. Again, conversations that I have ever held with white. And that's part of the reason. I get that feedback a lot when there are whites in the room. Not from the whites with whom I'm speaking when they are my friends, but from whites who watch and want to hear more from the whites than from me. For some reason, it's probably the words coming out of my mouth and getting in your ears. Probably it's that. Oh boy, what else? Let's talk music and culture. Hey, first, sorry I was not here last week. There was some tattooing being done. Your girl got a little work done. Also, producer Trey's got a little work done, and boop, 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 works. So there, bang. All right, you seen it? We're moving on. It hurt a lot. If you're not tattooed, don't get tattooed. It sucks. Sitting behind the sign. What am I doing? All right. Music and culture. So many good things have happened. So many bad things have happened. But we're going to get into some of them. Hey, congratulations to Britney Spears, who is one step closer for getting out of her conservatorship after the documentary that came out this weekend on Hulu, getting into the specifics of learning really creepy things about her dad, amongst which is that he bugged her bedroom when she had male visitors, or her kids were over. Both gross. So free Britney. I'm sorry I ever made fun of the movement. Keep it going, and good for you, girl. Also, want to recognize that Britney, along with being a survivor of her father, is a survivor of Justin, which is a big thing in and of itself. Justin Timberlake, who was reportedly had at a time when he was a teenager run out to his bodyguard when he was late for a rehearsal and shoved his fingers under the bodyguard's nose and said, "Hey, smell that. That's Britney." That's Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake, who exposed Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl and destroyed her career when she would not apologize to Les Moonves. I don't remember how to say his name. Who was the then president of CBS, and Justin Timberlake went on his public apology tour very soon after. She would not apologize. As the head of CBS, he was also the head of CBS Records, and tanked her next two albums. Her next two albums tanked. No videos, no publicity for you, Janet. That's what he said, because she wouldn't apologize. Les was later removed as head of CBS because he was committing sexual assaults at work. Hey, oh boy. Huh? So, R. Kelly was found guilty of doing what we knew he did and what we've been saying he did for the better part of 15 years. Did it with Aaliyah. Whole bunch of other young people. And while I am glad that somebody is being held at least marginally responsible for what happened to the many black girls and women who he kept in his gross R. Kelly dungeon, in the closet, as it were. Hold on. I do wonder I inflated the ball. It's very bouncy. I do wonder, Josh, what do we have to... Oh, fine. God, I don't want to talk about it. It's so gross. So around the world, people are celebrating, and I wonder what they're celebrating, right? Because the thing is, after we knew he kept assaulting women, he's been assaulting women all throughout. He was not stopped. He was stopped for a time, and then the time ended, and then he went back to it. And as with Britney, he wasn't doing it alone. As with Michael, it was not just him, right? He had a team of people. Are these people being held to account? And as people are being held to account, fine, all good. Hey, question, what's happening for the rehabilitation of the black girls who were assaulted? Are we providing, I don't know, psychology, psychotherapy, some sort of help, some sort of assistance? Are we just fucking it off? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, R. Kelly's in jail. Another thing that was being discussed a lot this weekend was who had the best release, who dropped the best album. They're out in full, and we finally really got to get into it. Who dropped the best album? Was it Drake? Was it Kanye? And I think we all know that at the end of the day, the best album of the weekend was dropped by Lil Nas X, who is the only of the albums that is currently out, that of the three that is not either being put forward by a Trump supporter or somebody who is a serial pedophile and groomer. Here's Drake's scene with the star of a show. Her name is Millie Joe Jackson. No, what is it? Millie what? What is it? Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown, a adult now, recent now an adult, who you may be familiar with as the bald, frightened little girl on Things That Get Strange. That when Stranger Things Happen on Netflix, and gross. They were evidently exchanging all kind of love notes and things about I miss you and I love you and when she was a very little girl. It's very gross. It's all very upsetting. This is not the first time Drake has been associated with the sorts of very not favorable kinds of behavior, but she defends it. That's her boo, and I guess I don't know what to do with it. This is worse than the thing about the porn baby. I don't like it. I don't like it. So given that, that means that the proximity to R. Kelly means that Drake, who by the way is not 12. We are old, and so Drake looks to us as a 12-year-old. That is a very grown man at 37, which is far too old to date anybody who you would need to ask, how old are you? Or would need to write love letters to for a number of years until she turned legal. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Now, Drake is trash. R. Kelly is trash. And I want to say that as I am referring to these gentlemen as the trash. I am not absolving myself in any form or fashion from being the trash. I would say even further that I am made of the trash. I am a scarecrow built entirely filled with trash from pop culture, from philosophy, from Western culture, from all sorts of critical analysis, from ethnic studies, from music, from movies. It's because all of our faves, all of my faves, all of your faves are trash. The fact that we are criticizing faves of people who, they're I don't give a fuck for Drake's music. I don't give a fuck for R. Kelly's music. I never have. I don't like it. I think it's corny. I think it's bad. I believe I can fly. Shut up. Um, that said, there are others who I have liked who it turns out they are trash. So today, uh, Joshua and producer Tracy thought maybe we could go through a list of a lot of the trash people, and remember that for them to have become trash people, they too are made of trash, meaning the trash was fed them, right? Trash parenting, trash grooming, trash care, trash adulting all around them that led to them becoming very, very privileged trash adults who not only believed that they could get away with it, but did for far too long. You can say what you'd like about who's being locked up where, held responsible when. They got away. They did the things. The things they did, they did. They're done. And those scars don't get erased. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Let's get into the trash. Hey, I love Charlie Chaplin, the tramp, the character, the tramp, as portrayed right there. One of my absolute favorite characters in all of movie and film history. This is my first comedic influence ever. The thing with the learning how to use your hands up here. This is all Chaplin all day. Well, in 1919, oh God, Charlie Chaplin was 29, and he married a 16-year-old. 16. He was 29, and he married a 16-year-old. She was an aspiring actress. Mildred Harris. Marriage lasted all of 2 years. And then in 1924, what he did is he cleaned it right up by marrying another 16-year-old named Lita, Gray. And but the thing is, when he married the second 16-year-old, he had been writing her letters since she was 12. Sort of what Drake did. Sort of the same as what the Drake did. The way that they're prosecuting the Drake, or not the Drake, I'm sorry, the R. Kelly, is based on a law around child trafficking, interstate trafficking, that was created for this guy, for Bob Dylan, who was accused of moving a 13-year-old across state lines to rape her. I was going to say to fuck her, but that fucking is a consensual thing that adults do. And he was an adult. She was a child because she was 13. So the laws that are applied now to these damaged people who are trash because they've had tragic trash lives are created for Mr. Dylan. Sam Cooke was known to fuck around. He was known to get some hot grits on him. He was known to be a political person. All of those things are true. And he was known for his voice. And I love me some Sam Cooke. Everybody loves Sam Cooke. Aretha Franklin loved Sam Cooke when she was 12. My child is 12. He was older than that. He was an adult. He was grown adult. Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin, which is an American tradition. Rudy Giuliani married his cousin. When Rudy Giuliani married his cousin, though, his cousin was not 13 years old. So it's not the same. It's not exactly the same. Fun fact, when I sent the research team to find a photo of Rudy G., the disgraced former mayor of New York, no longer lawyer, used to work for Trump, about to be in prison for a very long time, man, seen here melting. This is the first stock photo that comes up if you're looking for photos of America's mayor. So that, I don't know, if he never goes to prison, I've never been on anywhere on a camera with my hair or face melting. I wonder if that profuse sweating had anything to do with the fact that they knew they were bullshitting the whole time. It seems to have come out in court documents that the whole team knew they were lying. When the whole time they knew they were lying. It's just no, Joshua's not holding me against my will. It's oh, if Joshua was being held against their will? Joshua, are you okay? Do me a favor. I don't know. Ring a triangle if you're okay. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Bo says he wants you to blink twice. Can you just ring it twice for him? Okay. Everything's good. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's keep it going. I'm not holding anyone. Let me be clear. This is not about me. This is not about me. Uh-oh, we're getting some breaking news. Oh, goodness gracious. Ugh. Representative Danny Davis is saying, okay, well, hey, Josh, do me a favor. Can you get we'll get back here. Can you get R. Kelly back on the screen? Is that easy to do? Please? Thank you. There we go. Okay. Breaking. This is coming in right now. Hold on, over the wires. Trying to show the details of what's happening. Someone is saying R. Kelly deserves a second chance. Oh, dear Lord. Representative Danny Davis says R. Kelly deserves a second chance after the guilty verdict. I think he'll be welcomed back to Chicago as a person who can be redeemed. The Illinois lawmaker said he is a boomer. Who said that? He is an old boomer whose hair looks like an old bowl of grits. So that's who said that. That's the opinion going around. Bowls of grits and melting oil slicks. These folks are not doing well. Hey, how about let's have a smoke and then we'll get back to our list. This is a lot. This is a lot. If you're just joining us, Chantrell, great to see you. Great to see you. And yeah, no, the fuck he doesn't. No, he does not deserve a second chance. Here's the thing: he's had a second and third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and according to the indictment, up to 47 or more chances. You motherfucking. That's, you know what? That's a bad. I don't like that. Motherfucking. We don't need that in the line. You cousin fucking. Oh, God. I want to be angry at him, but he's made of trash because he was fed trash. I'm made of trash. I was fed trash. Everybody fucks up bad. And if everybody has opportunities, they keep fucking up and fucking up and fucking up and fucking up. You have to be part of a community who is going to hold you accountable. If your community is not going to hold you accountable, then you're going to keep fucking up forever and ever and ever and ever. Let's have that smoke. Lock his nasty ass up. I'm with you. Do you have a beverage? Here we go. All right. For anyone just joining us, we are talking today about pop culture and sexual assault. As American as peanut butter and jelly. And it's just as gross. Anime Bullock was a 12-year-old child when she was discovered by a grown man by the name of Ike Turner. Ike Turner would go on to change her name as though she were a dog or a piece of property to Tina Turner. And she went on to sue to keep that name after making herself an absolute legend. Of course, Elvis Presley, fresh out of the army as an adult, married a 16-year-old Priscilla. Then they had a baby. And that baby also got married to the brother of Janet Jackson at a later date. That guy went on to make a video about how much he loves her. Chuck Berry, who shares the October 18th birthday with Wynton Marsalis, was convicted of taking a child across state lines. Also was known for enjoying peeing on white girls. That was a thing he was known for. When Chuck Berry was writing all of those songs for teenagers, Chuck Berry was in his 30s when he was writing all the songs about the high schools. Hey, Iggy Pop is on this list because there were he was one of a lot of rock stars who were having sex with a person by the name of Lori Maddox. Lori Maddox ended up with Iggy Pop, but not before she had lost her virginity at 14 to David Bowie. That really, again, all my favorites are trash. They're trash. It's trash. I'm made of trash. If you consume the trash, you're trash. It's trash. So there's that. David Bowie was having sex with a 14-year-old girl, and then she had the sex with the Iggy of the Pop, and then with these guys as well. That's your Mick Jagger and your Rod Stewart, all of whom I'm sure were sexy before they looked like melting candles. I don't know why they age that way. David Bowie, though, sir, you're not off the hook. Seems that he and she and Ziggy were hanging out not just with that 14-year-old, but with a couple others as well. So very cool that he married him on. Very cool that he challenged MTV about why there were no black artists. Very cool that he was openly fucking Mick Jagger while they were doing the Dancing in the Streets remix video. All very cool things. This is very, 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 very unfucking cool. Very unfucking cool. I know that it was the culture at the time, but not cool. Because one of those, of course, who again also damaged because fed trash and so did trash things because that's what we do because we're trash. ended up with Jimmy Page for a bit. I don't want Jimmy Page to get out of this because Jimmy Page ended up actually kidnapping the child and having his manager lock her up in his hotel room. In his hotel room. Let's get it on. Oh, this is a problem because Marvin Gaye, seen here in an outfit that I'm positive I own this outfit. This exact outfit. Marvin Gaye. Oh, Marvin Gaye. He pursued a 17-year-old. Her name is Janice Hunter. That's who Let's Get It On was a tribute to. He was very coked out and in a lot of lust. Fell into lust shortly after meeting her at dinner. And so that's it. And then they got married, and it lasted 3 years. And it's possible you've seen me in that exact outfit. Again, we are all influenced by pop culture and the music by which I would sing another R. Kelly song, but I don't know them because, again, I never liked R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. I don't know R. Kelly songs. Steven Tyler is disgusting. He bought a girl. He bought one. He paid the parents to become the primary caregiver of a child who was 16 years old. He happened to have been 27. He was 27. He was 27. I am so sorry. This is making you itch, Chantrell. This is why I said to everybody at the beginning and then again at the break that we're talking about sexual assault, and part of it is realizing that everything in the culture, everyone in the culture has been grooming all of us for every part of it in which we've been partaking. Those of us who have been assaulted, those of us who have committed assault, we are all in this shit. Now, I'm no R. Kelly. I never did anything that, when I still considered myself a guy, would have been considered quite a good guy, quite a chivalrous guy to a point. That said, I'm sure that I did or said something that scared somebody who was a woman once, at least, or a trans person. I scared and frightened them at least once, at least. And maybe didn't even know that I was doing some fucked up shit. Because there's so much gross cishet privilege, as much as it would be or have been at that time. Because now that I don't even believe in a binary or fit into any box at all, it doesn't matter. Anyway, Steven Tyler assaulted some people. He bought a little girl. That's gross. You don't buy people. It's fucking slavery, dog. Ew. Loving an elevator. Gross, gross, gross. Ted Nugent, seen here with his, this is just the reality is this is how much taller he is than former President Donald Trump. This is one of the few photos where you can see the fact that Donald Trump is in reality only 3'5". But anyway, Ted Nugent's a piece of shit. He, in 1978, purchased guardianship of a teenager from the parents. He was a little bit older. He was 30. She was 17. Years later, he also hooked up with Courtney Love. And all reports are that he was the recipient of fellatio. She was 12. Again, my child is 12. I'm going to skip a bunch of this. Okay, there's a guy, I don't know. Roman Polanski is some, he's one of them. The Eagles drummer Don Henley in 1980. It was a 16-year-old girl. Disgusting. This is disgusting. This is really bad. A couple that are going to blow your mind, okay? All right, if you're not already on the know, Africa Bambaataa, serial rapist, a bunch of young men, Baby Bam primarily amongst them, and he is in legal trouble right now, in this very moment, about exactly that. So everything about hip hop, a world in which I spent well over 15 years professionally, wrote my first rhyme when I was 10, and still am MC with my girl Erin Wallace. Everything about hip hop, the fact that the first hit song was produced by Sylvia Robinson when she stole a book from Grandmaster Casanova and had three boys who could not rap record his lyrics on Sugar Hill Gang's Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn over good times. I can't remember the name of the song right now, of course, because I'm trying to make a point. That stolen song over a stolen track is not the only thing that was stolen at the beginning of hip hop, if you know what I'm saying. I will believe I can fly. What are the words to the Celine Dion song? I don't know that one. Celine Dion, hey, gross. It's been called a grand romance in a decades-long relationship. But guess what? Celine Dion was only 12 years old when she first met René, my lover René, her manager, who became her manager and has been her manager since. Look at those cheeks. Look at all that fill. That is not what a human face looks like when you are his age. What am I talking about when I say his age? Well, he's been managing this grown-ass pushing 50 woman since she was 12. He was 38 years old when they met. Gen X, you're not off the hook. Anthony Kiedis, Red Hot Chili Peppers lead vocalist and songwriter. What are some Chili Pepper songs? I know some. Does anybody want some Magic Johnson? Anybody want some Magic Johnson? I don't know that. Like the one. Long straight downtown. You know I got some blood. This guy. Oh no. The person who wrote the thing about how much they didn't like how much I talk, they've gotta be hating this episode right now. I'm so sorry. Anonymous, fuck off. Go watch something else. He admits to having sex, readily admits to it. I did it with a 14-year-old child. He was 23. When he did that. He confirmed her age. And then once he was clear, once he was like, okay, hold on, let me see some identification. Wow, that's a junior high school identification that says you're in the 9th grade. Okay, well, once he saw that, what he did is he fucked her again. He fucked her again after he confirmed that she was 14. It's great. And then he also began dating a 16-year-old that same year when he was 24. In 1990, Maite Garcia, who was a belly dancer, In 1990, she was a belly dancer, and she was fantastic, brilliant. Her mother helped her get an audition for a singer, and she got the gig. She got the gig. She later ended up marrying this singer, and for some time they were quite happy. They got pregnant. The child passed. That's very hard on a relationship, and the relationship did not last. And so, you know, I've been there. Shout out to Maite. Shout out to anybody who's been through such a circumstance. It's very difficult. That said, when Maite began working with Prince, the thing of it is, oh boy, again, she was like 19 when she actually got the gig. She was 16 when she got the when she was introduced. 19 when she got the gig. Technically, they did not marry until she was 22, which is a whole year past being a grown up. And also, he was 37. This hurts my feelings so much. You have no idea. Starting with Charlie Chaplin, getting all the way up to Prince, like when I say I am made of trash. Anyway, before Maite, he had met somebody else when she was 15, and then didn't start dating her until she was 17. Mr. Jerry Seinfeld, a sociopath who was raised by two orphan parents who got together and made this guy, who then did a whole sitcom where he portrayed himself as a racist sociopath, where he said he was a racist sociopath, and his fans said, "Not Jerry Seinfeld, he couldn't be a racist sociopath." But it turns out that maybe he's a little bit of a racist sociopath. At any rate, renowned racist sociopath Jerry Seinfeld met a girl who would eventually become his wife, who is his wife now, and who put out that cookbook about how you sneak vegetables into your kids' meals, which is allegedly completely plagiarized and was written by somebody else, and maybe she took it. The way he took a bunch of apartments in New York and also took all of the bottom floors of a building to have them knocked out and turned into garages so he could have a pile of cars in Manhattan. How does that make any fucking sense? Anyway, he was 39 when he met her. She was 17 years old. The entire cast of that 70s show are all fucking perverts. The Danny Masterson here is convicted of rape. Wilmer Valderrama has a long history of dating very, 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 very young women. He is married to one now, who I'm sure he will be trading in another year when she becomes 25. Both have admitted that they like him young. Good friends of dirty ass Ashton Kutcher, who let us all know how much his children and his balls stink. So, R. Kelly is guilty. We knew that. We know that. It was known that Harvey Weinstein was guilty, right? That was an open secret. You can go back and see celebrity after celebrity at award ceremony after award ceremony say Harvey Weinstein's a rapist. That horrible Ben Stiller movie where Iron Man did blackface and Tom Cruise wore a fat suit. Tom Cruise was portraying Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein. Not to be confused with Harvey Firestein. If I said that, I didn't mean it. Harvey Firestein is the homosexual playwright who talks like this. Harvey Weinstein is the multiple time award-winning rapist. And he made Good Will Hunting. And I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And one of the scenes that is coming to mind right now for me is it's not your fault. You know? And he just says, I know. Just, yeah, but it's not your fault. He says it until he shatters. And then that's supposed to be his breakthrough, and then he has a life happily ever after and everything's fine, which is not at all how therapy works or how mental disorders work or how autism works. And so that's not a very realistic portrayal of how to deal with the sorts of loss that Will Hunting was dealing with. And certainly not with the class disparities. That didn't solve anything for him, did it? He's still a working class person in a working class neighborhood. And the fact that he actually gets to fuck somebody who works in the front of the house instead of the back of the house, well, that's going to be temporary because I promise you she's going back to her old life. Wait, Joshua, what were we talking about? We had a whole point to... Right, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that everything you love and everything you loved before is trash. Recognizing that and acknowledging that and calling it what it is affords me the ability to then look inside of myself and to recognize that I am trash. And I am trash because I will definitely put your bunnies in a fucking pot. If you dare come for me again, wait a minute. No. Nope. Bo. Not helpful. Wasn't talking about bunnies. Talking about being trash. And so what do we do? Right? Because I am also a prison abolitionist. I don't believe in the prison system. I can't celebrate R. Kelly going to prison in the same way that I did celebrate O.J. Simpson not going to prison. Yes, I had a pretty good hunch that he did it. Yes. No, it wasn't the glove thing. It was the footprints. It was the Mark Furman in the fucking footprints and planting extra evidence. Motherfucker, you did not need to plant extra evidence. The dude cut off somebody's head, then got in his best friend's car and tried to escape 10 miles an hour, threatening suicide. He did it. Stupid ass. What were we talking about? Oh, right. Yes. Going to prison is not going to solve the issue. Where is the rehabilitation program for Robert? Real therapy. Mandated therapy. You know what I mean? Long-term treatment. Where's that? The compassion. Right? Not that it is well-deserved. It is not, because there's also going to have to be treatment and rehabilitation for each one of the people impacted by his choices. Every one of the women he assaulted, including those who are still defending him, I guess some level of fucking I don't know what it is. Compassion for the congressman who thinks he doesn't deserve a fucking second chance. No more music. That's out. That's out. All right. But does he deserve to fix his brain? Yeah. Everybody deserves to have a fixed brain. Don't we deserve to have fixed brain? We deserve to have fixed brains. There's so many brains got to be. How many of the people had to help him do the shit? And we're brought into it because what? We are all wage slaves. Because what? Capitalism. Because what? We made up a system where it costs money to breathe or, I don't know, drink water that doesn't have lead in it costs money, like $3 or $4 a bottle, depending on where you live. Anyway, rough episode today. Rough episode today. You know, I like doing the pop culture episodes the best because most of the time it's just a kick in the pants. But then something happened, and so trying to be responsive to the moment because you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to fuck up, and I don't want us to fuck up like we did before, right? I fucked up. Not only did I fall for all of it, you think this corner is decorated. If you had seen my 12-year-old room, you would know that I was having a fit because Michael Jackson was molesting little boys who were white. That was the problem for me. I clearly was being groomed to be welcomed into his whole motherfucking world of Jesus juice and fucking butt lickery. Why? I didn't listen. And I'm not the only one who was groomed by the shit. And one of the ones who is now a famous Michael Jackson imitator, Corey Feldman, tried to warn us all. He went right on The View, right in Barbara Walters' face, and he said, hey, there is a ring of pedophiles in Hollywood doing this shit to people, and y'all need to pay goddamn attention. And she said, oh, you can't talk about people like that. You have no idea how many careers you're going to mess up. And he said, I'm sorry, I'm not here to mess up careers. I'm just telling you the truth of the. And she said, and now we're going to commercial. And now there are only one Corey. There were two. Fuck. Who thought it was funny at the time? Oh, fuck you. Oh, also, did you see Lost Boys? That shit, I love Lost Boys. This is my apps. This is not from Lost Boys, by the way. This is from one of their other movies. Lost Boys, though. God damn. The Coreys have a legacy. Both of the Coreys have a legacy. Big up Corey Feldman. His nose job, his eyebrows, and all of that. We all learned it from the same place. Well, he learned it from the source. I never got private dance lessons from Michael Jackson. Fuck you, Corey Feldman. The Corey. That's Anyway. Listen. You can't live in a society that is built on violence, colonialism, and rape, and white supremacy, and somehow expect that you're not going to be made of trash. If you went to public school in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. You read Mark Twain? You read Huck Finn? Nobody said N-word Jim. Nobody just said just call him Jim. Let's just call him Jim. Those teachers leaned into that shit like Quentin Tarantino. You know what I mean? So and whoever was reading out loud that day, guess who had to say it? Every white kid, every black kid, every Vietnamese kid, every Russian kid, every kid. And did said it out loud with their whole mouth hole. Me too. If you got A's in school, part of the problem. If you listen to any of the bohemian rebel rock stars that I named or have a favorite comedian, you got a problem. Cliff Huxtable had a gynecological practice in his basement. Ew, dude. Fucking ew. Hey, did you know that the Scarecrow in The Wiz in 1978 was played by Janet Jackson's brother? Crazy, right? That's a lot of makeup. Oh, also, that song I was talking about before, that was written for Lisa Marie Presley. Yeah, it was written by R. Kelly. That's a very, very gross moment in Black history. Yuck. I don't know. You are not alone. I am here with you. Hey, y'all, this has been another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. I don't know. Follow us on IG, I guess, if you want. And you can see a picture of me sitting here with whoever I was sitting here with, or a silly picture from the broadcast. IG at Smoke and Mirrors, CCB. Please also check out the words from a brain hole over on Twitter at Caballo Negrito. Twitter at Caballo Negrito. For the monolingual amongst you, Caballo Negrito translates literally to all your faves are trash. Caballo Negrito, all your faves are trash. Hey, do you have a suggestion, a thought, a query, a potential guest you would like us to consider? Please hit us up. We love letters. It might even be featured just like today's guest letter was at Smoke and Mirrors, CCB at gmail.com. Shout out to Anonymous for the fan mail over there at YouTube. This is a thing that is produced and hosted by myself, Carlos Kareem Wyndham. It is also produced by Tracy Tatamy. Of course, our intern is Joshua, and we are going to be back here again on Thursday. I think. We're going to try. We're going to do the best we can. That's all any of us are doing anymore. Hey, if you are wanting some more me in your ear hole, well, you're out of luck. See you Thursday. Bye-bye.